Acr-Tirads, this is a reporting system for thyroid nodules or ultrasound proposed by American College of Radiology. So this uses a standard scoring system that reports for reports, providing users with recommendation for when to use fine needle aspiration or ultrasound for follow-up of suspicious nodule, or well just to leave the nodule on its own when it is benign or not suspicious. So this system has 5 components, that is composition, echogenicity, shape, margin, and echogenic foci. So we start with the composition. It can either be, so in the first 4 points, you tick only one. In the last one, you can tick more than one. So composition, it can either be cystic or completely cystic, gives 0 points. Spongiform, 0 point. Mixed, that way you have cystic and solid, you give 1 point. Solid or almost solid, you give 2 points. Echogenicity, you have an echoic that you give 0 point, hyper or isoechoic you give 1 point, hypoechoic you give 2 points, and very hypoechoic you give 3 points. The very hypoechoic means that we have a high risk of malignancy. Shape, so shape, it can either be wide than tall or tall than wide. So wide than tall gives 0 point, taller than wide you give 3 points, meaning it has a high risk of malignancy. Margin, you can have smooth, that you give 0 point, ill-defined 0 point, lobulated or irregular you give 2 points, extrathyroid extension you give 3 points. Echogenic foci, this one is the one I say that you can either choose more than one. So these are bright spots within the thyroid nodules. So you can have none, where you give 0. Large common tail artifact you give 0. Microcalcification you give 1. Peripheral or rim calcification you give 2. Punctate echogenic foci you give 3. So the scoring system, so if you have 0, this is indicative of benign. So what's your recommendation? As you said, this system is used for recommendation. There's no fine needle aspirate is required. So 2, where you have 2 points, it is not suspicious, also no needle aspiration required. If you have 3, it's mild suspicious. If it's less than 1.5, you just follow. If it's greater than 2.5, you give FNA. So the follow-up, the one you have said you follow, if it's greater than 1.5, you follow up 1, 3, and 5 years. If the points are 4 to 6, it's moderately suspicious. So if it's greater than 1, you just follow up. If it's greater than 1.5, you do a fine needle aspiration. And then the following up is 1, 2, 3, and 5 years. So if greater than 7, that this means it's highly suspicious. So if it is greater than 0.5 centimeters, you do a follow-up. If it is greater than 1 centimeters, then you do an FNA. The follow-up is annually up to 5 years.